All right, we're live again, guys. What's up? Kris Cantu here, and sorry about that last live stream. I guess my iPhone shut off because of the cold. It's -5 Celsius right now. We're at the Ukraine-Moldovan border. We're waiting for another load of cargo. Mom and her 3 kids and her father. We're going to take them to Chisinau, and yeah, so what I was saying is it's a war on the people. It's not wars against countries, and for everyone picking the side of Russia because they think they're based, or they're doing some good against the NWO. It's funny how quickly that we forget that the government's colluded for the last 2 years to lock us all down, force us to wear masks, and basically try to inject people with experimental gene therapy vaccines. So what I want to say is that we shouldn't have any more brother wars, and we should all band together. We should take a lesson from the Ukrainian people, how they're joining together, helping each other. You see images of them making Molotov cocktails, of civilians signing up and deciding to fight for their land, for their freedom, for their families. And I wish Americans would stop having these petty differences and just form a bond like the Ukrainians have. And maybe we're too scattered. Maybe we're too divided already with the rampant immigration that's gone on in the United States. But make no mistake, the United States has already been invaded by a foreign entity streaming across our borders each and every day. And I think the biggest lesson that I've taken from this is the power is in the people. When the people get together and they stop this petty bullshit differences, and they really come together over a common cause for their families, for their land, for their freedom, we can do some things. We can move some things around if we all work together. And so I just want to give shout out to Danny and Alex, you guys out there in Ukraine, man. I love you guys. I hope nothing but safety for you and your families. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind 2 weeks, and my whole life has changed. And I really hope that people start waking up to what's going on. That it's not a war on a country. It's the government's colluding together to put this war on the people. Because even though you guys aren't in Ukraine or next to Ukraine, like, the war is on you, whether you're in Canada and Australia, America, Europe. It doesn't matter where you are. It's a war against the people. And you see what's going on with this war in Ukraine, and it's accomplishing all of their goals. It's accomplishing the Great Reset, and inflation's going up, gas prices are going up. Basically all of their agendas are moving forward, and they're using the Ukrainian people as like a human shield to break down the economies of the rest of the world. So let's see, what are you guys saying? Fighting for freedom, Slavs together strong. Kris, what about the government insisting on jabs for all Ukraine citizens? I saw Italy was requiring vaccinations, and obviously I'm not going to be going to Italy, but it's all, we kind of forgot about the COVID thing the last few weeks, but it's still there lurking in the background. And, it hasn't gone anywhere. And we can't forget that these same talking heads on the media, in the government, in the World Health Organization, all these talking heads that we're like trying to listen to tell us what's going on in Ukraine, they're the ones that push this COVID narrative on us, this pandemic. And so now they I think the people have given them back a little bit of trust because we want to know what's going on. But make no mistake, they are at war with us. We see it, and yet we're still blind. Yep. Stay safe, brother. God already achieved the final victory. Absolutely, Diego. And that's one thing I've gotten a lot closer in my spirituality, praying so much these last few weeks. In times when I needed to pray because I didn't know what the next step was, and I just asked for guidance, and I asked for protection, and I asked that, whatever is going to happen, you just let it happen, and I'll accept it. And so, I've just been very fortunate that I was able to get out of Ukraine, and that now, instead of just packing up and running away, I've been blessed with the opportunity to be able to help some other people that are in need, and so I'll gladly do that. Let's see, what did you say? They are making everyone take the jab there so they can access assistance. Yeah, that's total bullshit. I'm not taking the jab. But I'm in a little better position than a lot of the Ukrainians that basically they kept that country poor. The average Ukrainian working an office job would make like $300 a month and have to live off that. And yeah, the cost of living is cheaper here, but what you're seeing in the news with people joining together, banding together, like that's just from the people, like having love of their family, love of their culture, of their nation, of their land. And even though they don't have the resources, like everywhere that I turned, people were offering to help, whether it was a cup of coffee or a sandwich or something. They were there offering their hand. Even though they have so little, they were still there as a human being to help out. And I think we've lost our humanity a lot, in this new modern world, especially in the United States, man. I mean, I can talk about my experience in Ukraine, but where I really feel like a lesson needs to be learned is for Americans out there, because America represents the largest standing army in the world, bigger than Russia, bigger than China. American gun owners, that if they got together and decided that they were going to fight for their land, that they were going to fight for their freedom, we could start turning this thing around, at least in the United States. Can't say that much about Australia and Canada, because they've had their they've had their right to self-defense taken away from them. Same thing in the UK, same thing in these European countries. And then we see in Ukraine, while they're giving weapons to the civilians, they're giving the weapons, even encouraging things like Molotov cocktails to be made to fight a common enemy. So I think that's one aspect that you can take from this, is that it is possible to join together on a community level, for the land, for the freedom, for just the right to exist. And America is at war already. There's a worldwide war going on, but in America, every single day I see violent acts taking place, and I wish Americans would wake up to what's going on and band together. Yeah, they did nothing for Georgia. Good looking out for the less fortunate, brother, helping out where you can. I mean, that's what I was put here for, to have this vehicle in this particular situation at this time. And so I'm just kind of making good with the universe and all the help that people have given me. Let's see, Mikey Latz, Reverend, good to see you. Everything happens for a reason. We're here for the revolution. Absolutely. Highly enlightened alien. What's up, bro? What's up, Grumpy? UK and USA propaganda today spreading the news about Russia starting biotechs in the near future, when Russia said that USA has biolabs in Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, they admitted it, you know? I mean, it was a conspiracy theory on Monday, and by Thursday, America admitted it. And they're saying, no, it's for safety. We need to have these, like, really deadly pathogens in these labs here in Ukraine, but it's for your safety. Or no, it's for your defense. It's just to study these pathogens, these COVID-19 monkey and snake and rat and bat and all these, they're coming up with biological weapons in these labs. And wouldn't it be something if we found out that COVID-19 wasn't made in a lab in Wuhan? What if we found out it was made in a lab here in Ukraine? How would that make you feel? How much more sense would it make of what's going on? And make no mistake, Russia isn't the good guy in this. All the governments are colluding together to foist a war on the people of the world. So yeah, biological research facilities. It's like, I didn't even know that, and when I heard it, I thought it was just propaganda and misinformation. But then they go on Thursday and admit it, that there's these labs here. And what are they doing here? Why? Why would you, you're already in a Cold War with Russia and China. Why would you put those labs right on their border? Not enough adversity in the West. Shit's too comfy. Everyone's soft, mentally, physically, spiritually. I'll tell you what, man, in -5 degrees, and you had got to pick up all your shit and move to, leave your country, and you don't even know where you're going or where you're going to stay or what life will be like, and you're out here in the cold, like that'll wake your ass up. And I wish Americans would be able to wake up without having to go through this kind of hardship. Which would not exist if they weren't creating them. Exactly. I'm just so pissed off at the American government. It's shit. It's shit. They're not here for you. They hate you. You think Biden cares about you? You think Biden, first thing he did when he got into office on the first day was shut down the Keystone Pipeline? And so we got to be dependent on other countries for our own resources. I mean, we got oil in the Gulf of Mexico. We got oil in Alaska. We got oil in Texas. But yet we it's climate change. We can't drill our own oil. We have to be dependent on importing it from another country. And then we're going to go suck Venezuela's dick. We're going to go suck the Saudis' dick just to get some oil that we're sitting on. It's our resources. We as Americans, those are our resources that they're selling off to make them rich. So, man, what is it going to take to wake Americans up to how badly the government hates them? They made you sit in lockdown for a common cold, and then while they're partying at the Super Bowl and while they're having all these elite dinners and the Met Gala bullshit and all these elite events, meanwhile your kids are being sent to school to wear a mask all day, to block them. It's like a satanic ritual. So yeah, I'm just really inspired in seeing the people that are helping out here, as well as the soul of the Ukrainian people, that they're willing to die, for their land and their freedom, and their families. And I wish that Americans would come to that realization. Downfall has been in the works for a while. Yes, sir. Trust the plan. Q will save us. Exactly. Biden is a badly glitching animatronic. All of them bar none. This weak men make bad times, and Biden and most Americans. Yeah. I mean, we've let weak men lead us this whole time, and then they just steal the election, and then they put puppets like Trump up there to make you think, like, I'm so tired of hearing about Trump. Let's fucking give it up, all right? He's a Zionist. He's in bed with Israel. He's an Israel firster. He doesn't care about you. And how many fucking people just want to be on the winning sports team that are still supporting Trump? It's like, are they ever going to get it, or is it going to be too late? COVID was puppy crate training for the population. Good point there. Good point there, man. Proof of X required in many places here in Santa Barbara, California. It's like this whole, I'll tell you here, in Ukraine and all these other countries, I mean, pretty much COVID doesn't exist, at least the places I've been. I mean, maybe as I travel further into Europe, it's going to pop up, but I think they're even just like doing away with all the with all those COVID requirements. There's just like millions of people fleeing Ukraine, so they're not going to not let them in because they didn't have their paperwork together. Yeah. And there's no two-party system. It's just the same system. That's right, Grumpy. Ivanka wears one of those red string Kabbalah bracelets, tells you what you need to know. Yeah, I mean, even in the Art of the Deal, Trump wrote, like in the first chapter, he's like, yeah, my Kabbalah mentor, Roy Cohen, who was a gay pedophile dude who probably died of AIDS. Like, that was his boy, though. And everyone was on that Trump train, right? Everyone was on that MAGA train. And so, I don't know if it's even possible to wake up, and see it, but it's very obvious to me what's going on. Yeah, I tried to do a live stream out here at the refugee place, but it's like my phone shut off. It was so cold. And now that it's getting dark, temperatures are going to fall even more. And we got about another 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour wait till our party gets here. And then we'll be driving back to Chisinau. Tiny Hat Brigade, 100%. That's right. It's disheartening how much of the population is so susceptible to brainwashing. I mean, I get it, like when this thing popped off, I was like very emotional, and I was hearing bombs and sirens going on outside, and I had, I was freaking out myself, but in the last week, I started to like research what was going on here in Ukraine, being one of the most corrupt countries, even more corrupt than Russia was, and with these biological weapons. And there's another report that I saw that came out in like December, where there is like a child trafficking operation going on, where they would take girls from the village and call it a surrogacy program, where they would pay them to have babies and then send them back here to Ukraine. They take them to the Czech Republic. This was mainstream Ukrainian news that this was going on for like 2 or 3 years. This was going on, and so they would take the moms to the Czech Republic, have the baby, send the mom back, and then they would sell the baby for whatever child trafficking, satanic ritual, things that they were doing. So I mean, we have the same thing going on in America with Planned Parenthood. Why is an organization like Planned Parenthood allowed to operate in the United States that is an obvious, satanic organization, and then when they get exposed, the people that expose them get in trouble. The people that were chopping up babies and selling body parts, for medical research or for, for makeup, for these rich women to, put these stem cells or whatever on their face. Like, we're in a bad place right now. It's not just in Ukraine. I mean, right now the microscope is on Ukraine, and it's a very sad situation, but this is worldwide. Just because it's not happening where you guys are at in this way, there's still a war on you. And in the next few months, you're going to see inflation skyrocket. You're going to see gas prices skyrocket. Food is going to be less abundant, and we're gonna have to figure out how to get through this together. And watching the Ukrainian people work together, it gives me some hope. At least some people still have their humanity in place, and I hope that you guys that are good people will start to form communities in your own neighborhood and make these plans. What if the grocery store, what if what if the food runs out? How are you guys going to eat? How are you guys going to help each other? Set up bartering systems. Have your local community. How are you going to defend your local community if the grid goes down? They're letting criminals out into the streets in the United States. I keep seeing reports of like these murders and rapes happening by people that were let out of jail from other offenses, gun charges, abuse, domestic abuse, whatever, and they're just letting them back out on the streets to commit more crime. So have no illusion that the governments are on your side. They hate you. They hate me and you. They want us dead. They want as many people as dead as possible so that they can just roam this earth and have their little NPC slaves that they can basically just lie to them and they'll believe it. So gas is going up in California. What is gas in California, Adrian? Like $7 now? $7-8. Bread is $5 now in California. I'm already buying beans and flour. Got to be self-sufficient. Yeah, man, get them canned foods. Get them sardines going. Like we need to start on this now. Don't wait until you're in a situation like the Ukrainians are. We need to start banding together now. We need to start making our preps now. We need to start making our plans now, because this is going to kick off a worldwide depression, and it's not just going to be the fuel prices going up. It's going to be everything going up: food, water, fuel, electricity, all of those things that we just need to survive each and every day. That's going to be going up a lot, and it's not going to come back down anytime soon. So we need to start our own way to feed each other, to barter with each other, and to work together as a community. That's what I hope that Americans and Canadians and Australians take from this the most is you need to have your community strong and know each other and speak to each other. And yeah, you're going to have small differences and disagreements, but you keep the communication going and you have respect for each other and you focus on what you're good at and let everyone else play their part. But it's for a common goal of survival. It's for a common goal to defeat the governments that are at war with them. So that's what I hope that people take from this. Collecting your own water, having systems that work towards independence. Absolutely, Jerable. Good to see you here, man. Blackout 2022 or 2023. Hyperinflation, squeeze the slaves out of everything. Absolutely, man. We have to stick together, eat together, feed each other. Exactly, brother. Gas is $5 to $8 in California, depending on where you're at. Damn, I remember, what was it? Maybe 2007, 2008. It was like $4, $4.50. It was like, that was a lot. But now we've pretty much doubled that. We've got 2 freezers full of deer meat, fish, duck, vegetables. That's the way to do it, man. Self-sufficiency. Let's get off these systems of control. We got them to orbit, and now they want to jettison the people. I paid $4.89 about 4 days ago in California. I treated myself to a nice half a tank. Good job, Land O'Lakes. Might have to do a payday loan for a full tank. Poverty and lack of access and opportunities creates heinous desperation for money. Everyone with face tattoos will be my initial primary target. Well, at least you'll have a target to focus on, man. Oh, man. So I'm gonna jump off for now, guys. We're waiting for our passengers to get here. I'm gonna just keep the line of communication open, but wanted to share with you some thoughts as we are on the Ukrainian-Moldovan border, waiting to pick up another family and take them to Chisinau so they can be on their way to their next destination. Fuck the stress and all this daily anxiety and despair. Let's just live life to the fullest. That's what I'm set on, man, because before this happened, I was just, I was in a place where I wasn't alive. I was just surviving. but I wasn't alive, and this definitely shook me up and made me realize each and every day is a blessing, because it's not guaranteed. And when you hear those sirens and you hear those bombs going off in the background, it fucking wakes your ass up. And it certainly woke me up. I'm looking into buying land and getting some chickens and aquaponics, fish farm set up. That's what we got to do, man. Let's get off this grid. Good to see you more often. Thank you, V-Ren. Be careful, fam. Thanks for checking in. Thank you. Just put $100 of gas in my SUV. Not even full. Damn, Terrence. It's crazy. Are you picking up friends and families? Yeah, friends. Download the local sex offenders list for targets. Good luck, Kris. Stay alive. I will, man. I'm gonna help some more people out here, and then I'm gonna get further west. Definitely out of Moldova. So I'll keep this up, guys. If you can share it to your stories, let people know what's going on, and we'll try to get some more coverage for you as things go on. So I appreciate it. Thank you all for your love and support and prayers, and we'll just keep pushing forward and understanding that we are in a war, and it's a war against the people. So love you guys. Be signing off for now. Take care, and Kris Cantu. I'll get you guys back tomorrow with another video. Peace.